Drew Sports presents the 2001 NFL playoff predictions! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Smiley face. Happy Thursday, everyone. Just want to say that if you read my articles on drewsports.com about every division preview, you know what my seeds are in the playoffs. I will also write them down in this video right here. But I felt like it'd be fun to actually do the picks on YouTube with you and kind of just write it down with my sloppy handwriting. I know you love my sloppy handwriting on the easel. You know, it's what we represent. So anyways, so let's go. Let's just get right into it. So we have the 2-seed Baltimore Ravens versus the 7-seed Denver Broncos, the shocking playoff team in the AFC in 2021. Maybe not so much to Vegas since their over-under is 8.5. But, so what's going to happen in this game? Well, this is what's going to happen here. The Ravens are going to control the clock, going to run the ball down the Broncos' throat. Broncos are going to fall behind. Teddy Bridgewater, Drew Lock, Aaron Rodgers, whoever the heck their quarterback is, Mark Rippon's nephew, is going to have to play from behind. It's not going to go very well. Going to try to force the issue. The Broncos, tell you the truth, they're just going to be happy to be there. Vic Fangio is going to be happy. He's still employed after this season. I have the Ravens winning kind of easily in this game, 34-17. Yeah, if you're the losing team, you get the color of the other team, just to let you know on these videos. Ravens win. They advance. Lamar Jackson wins his second playoff game and his first ever playoff game at M&T Bank Stadium. Good for him. All right, next we have the Let's Go Buffalo versus the Patriots. I have a feeling this will be the Sunday night window of the wild card weekend. I think that this will be the game that everybody's going to be talking about. Bill Belichick against the Bills, the team that Bill Belichick would put over their hiney and spank them and tell the Bills who's boss, and that the Bills only beat the Patriots twice pretty much for a span of 15 years before Josh Allen got to town. And even Josh Allen didn't beat him until last season without Tom Brady there. But that's not for here nor there. So how do I think this game is going to go? I think it's going to be a close game. I think Bill Belichick's going to keep the Pats in it. And Mac Jones is going to keep the Pats in it early. But I think in the second half, the Bills will pull away. I think it will be a competitive game. I'll say that the Bills take a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. The Pats get a score late to make the score look closer than it is. But I'm going to take the Bills to win 24-19. I think it will be a competitive game. But I do think the Bills pull away late. I think the Pats get a late score, miss the 2-point conversion. So it's going to be right around the number. The Bills, let's say the Pats cover the spread. Let's say the line is Bills -6, and the Pats are the cover, but the Bills and the teaser are a parlay. Is the cover one. All right, so next we have the Indianapolis Colts and Carson Wentz, who made it through the season. Well, maybe. Well, let's just say he made it through the season. Against Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers, Los Angeles Chargers of Inglewood, or anyways, kind of stumbled on that. Anyways, so this game, I actually think this game is going to be probably the most exciting game, but I actually think the Chargers are very stout up front. I do not think the Colts are going to bully around their division this year. I actually think the Colts, well, I'm not going to give away picks for week one. The Colts-Seahawks game is not in my top picks. You'll have to read about the analysis on that game. But anyways, I will say the Colts are going to bully a lot of teams with a great offensive line, great running game. I think Carson Wentz is kind of going to, probably, I don't know if I want to say diapers. That's not the right word. Let's just say they'll take the handcuffs off Carson Wentz in a little bit, but early in the season they'll probably be trying to ease him in easily, even though I know the Colts have a tough early schedule. The Colts are going to be coming in the playoffs pretty hot, but so are the Chargers. And I think actually in this game I'm going to take the road team. This is my first road team to win. I think the Chargers beat the Colts 30-27. Michael Badgley actually makes a game-winning field goal, or Josh Lambo or whoever the Chargers pick up off the streets, because Badgley probably misses a couple field goals because the Chargers are so up and down with their field goal kicking. But I actually am going to say that the Chargers actually win this game on a late field goal, because that's just so Chargers. So now we go to the NFC wildcard. We got the Packers against the Cardinals. So the Arizona Cardinals squeaking into the playoffs. Kyler Murray has a monster season. The Packers kind of cruise. They have a very competitive division with the Vikings, but the Packers actually do end up winning the division. But in this game, I actually, if you ever remember 2002 when Michael Vick and the Falcons upset the Packers in Lambeau Field, the wild card weekend? I think this is Aaron Rodgers' last game in Green Bay. I'm picking an upset here. I'm taking the Cardinals to upset the Packers 34-27. I think Kyler Murray has a monster game. I think Kyler Murray really comes in his own late in the year, leading the Cardinals to a late playoff surge. And it's culminated with this huge upset win in Lambeau Field. I know that it'll probably be cold, but I'm just paralleling Michael Vick 2002. I just see the parallels with Kyler this season. I think Kyler's going to have that type of impact this season. And the Cardinals get the huge win in Green Bay, and Aaron Rodgers ends up in Denver or Vegas in the offseason. I still got my odds here in Vegas. I think it's unfair to Derek Carr, but after another playoff-less season for the Raiders, I think that John Gruden gets impatient, feeling the heat, and goes and lands a big fish in Aaron Rodgers. So now we have the Seahawks and the Vikings here in the NFC wildcard. This should be actually a pretty exciting game. This is one of the best games of last season, a Sunday night game in the rain, where Russell Wilson and the Seahawks got outplayed. It was probably the most improbable win in all the NFL last season if you watched a replay of that game, if you remember that game. The Vikings absolutely dominated that game, but somehow Russell Wilson and the Seahawks would get a few big play-scoring drives. They're on 13-0 at the half, and in the let's just say, I'm not going to say Mike Zimmer botched that game. I'm just going to say Russell Wilson just sprinkled some pixie fairy dust. But this is the game, I think the Vikings defense is going to be much better, but I actually think the Seahawks exposed the Vikings in this game. I'm going to go 38-24 Seattle. I think that Russell Wilson has maybe his best playoff game. Let's say he throws 4 touchdowns. To add into his possible, remember I said I like his MVP odds. Possible MVP candidate. All right. NFC wildcard. NFC wildcard, We got the Cowboys and the Rams. Might as well stick with the blue pen here. So this is going to be a fun game. But actually, you know what? Like sometimes there's an actual road blowout. And I think this is where the Cowboys get exposed. I think actually their offensive line, the Cowboys, gets exposed in this game. I know that the Washington football team will probably beat them once, maybe even twice this year, even though I do like the Cowboys to win this division just because they don't match up well with them. But I think the Giants and Eagles, I think the Cowboys probably go 4-0 against those teams this year. And they end up, obviously, in this spot against the Rams. But I think the Rams are just a horrible matchup. I think Aaron Donald dominates this game up front. I think that, obviously, stun him away from Zach Martin. Have him on the other side of the line going after Dak Prescott. I think the Cowboys get kind of beat up a little bit here. Let's say 31-17 Rams with the big road victory. In a game that maybe the Cowboys go up 10-0 early and the fans are like, oh my goodness. And then the Rams just kind of impose their will after that and take over the game. Second quarter. All right, now we're in the AFC divisional playoffs, division battle against the Chiefs and Chargers. I think the Chargers play the Chiefs tough over the years, and I actually think that this game is going to be closer than people think. I think the Chargers will play the Chiefs very tough throughout the season, but I do think that Kansas City will win this game. I just think Mahomes is too good. I'm going to go 31-27. I'm actually going to say that Mahomes wins it late. I think Justin Herbert shows in this game, if not in the first round, definitely in the second round. I think that this playoff shows just how amazing Justin Herbert's going to be. Plus, I like his passing yards, 10-1. Has most passing yards in the NFL, Justin Herbert. I think the Chargers are going to be a heavy passing team this season. But the Chiefs end up pulling the game out late in a very competitive football game. 31-27 Chiefs. Ravens and the Bills. This is going to be an awesome game. A replay of the divisional playoffs last year in Buffalo. This time the game is going to be in Baltimore. And I have a blue pen and a purple pen. Which one should I take? All right, Buffalo. This is for you. I am taking the Bills to win on the road in this game. I think this is where the Bills get a lead, the Ravens have to press, and Josh Allen has a good day, not a great day, because I think the Ravens defense is going to be awesome. I think they're not going to get exposed too much this year, but he has a good day, and I actually think that the Bills, a little bit more higher scoring game than last season. I'll say the Bills win 27-20. And a big time road up. I wouldn't call it an upset because I think this line, just like last year, will probably be Ravens -3. Vegas will probably respect the Bills, as they should. But I think the Bills go on the road to Baltimore and win. Big time game. Bucs Cardinals. All right, so the Cardinals are here. Kyler Murray. Well, the Bucs have Devin White and Levante David. I actually think that's going to be. This game is. The Cardinals are going to have a magical run this year, but I think that this is a huge mismatch. And I think the Bucs probably dominate this game from start to finish. Vegas is going to have a big spread. It's probably going to be like Bucks -8, and I still think the Bucks cover the number. I think you can probably hedge. You could probably parlay them, tease them, do whatever you want to do with Tampa in this game. It's a safe bet. I don't think Tom Brady's going to lose a home playoff game, and especially Bruce Arians to his old team. I say the Bucks win easily, 38-17. Maybe the biggest blowout of the playoffs is in this game. Sorry, Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. They have a great run, also the same as in Denver. Cards make the playoffs. Cliff Kingsbury has his job saved. The future is bright with Kyler Murray, but Tampa's going to win that game easily. And then the other game, Seahawks and the Rams. Okay, so they split in the regular season just like they did the last few years. Seahawks win in Seattle, Rams win in LA. Seahawks win the division because the Rams lose the tiebreaker, losing to Tampa, where Seattle beats New Orleans. That's what I'm saying, is that Seattle actually will have a slightly better conference record. I say both of the teams go 4-2 in the division this year. So in this game, I actually like the Rams, just like last year. I think the Rams for the second straight season, and this might actually create some drama with Russell Wilson and the Seahawks because he's going to lose at home for the second straight season in the playoffs to the Rams. I think it's going to be a thriller, though. Let's say that Matt Gay kicks a game-winning field goal in overtime. Let's even go final overtime because I like overtime. Final overtime, Rams win. It's a little more competitive than the 30-20 win the Rams had in Seattle last year, where Jared Goff just kind of babysat and the defense dominated. I think the Seahawks offense plays a little better than they did in the playoff game last year. But I think Matthew Stafford goes into Seattle and gets the big win. And the Rams are in the NFC Championship, has a wild card. How about that? So AFC Championship, Chiefs Bills. Who's winning this game? Who is winning this game? Let's go blue marker, red marker. Chiefs dominated last year. Bills pass rush was the issue last year. I still do not see the Bills having a great pass rush. I think that's a weakness of their defense, and I think that's where Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs just get them. And I think the Bills will play tougher this year, but I think the Chiefs pull away late. Last year it's 38-24. Let's say this year it's 34-26. Chiefs win. It's a competitive game for the most part, but I think the Chiefs will pull away late and win 34-26. Over the Bills, I know that Buffalo will be waiting another year. Like I said, I'm already ready for the Chris Berman 2022 Super Bowl of Bills 49ers. Almost wanting to call it a year ahead of time. But this year, not yet. I think the Bills are getting there, but they're not quite there yet. And then in the NFC, we got the Bucks and the Rams. Could it be a replay of last year's Super Bowl? I think so. And I think this might be actually a lower scoring game. I'm going to go 20-16 Bucks. I think it's a slugfest. I think that defenses dominate this game. But Brady is able to get a touchdown in the fourth quarter, and the Bucks defense makes a goal line stand late in the game. Sean McVay trying to get cute, doing a running play on 4th and goal with Darrell Henderson. He gets stuffed at the goal line by big ol' Vita Vea and the Bucks front four, which is going to be obviously pretty insanely good this year. So hasn't happened since 1994, 28 years ago. Well, it'll be 28 years ago by this time. In the Bills-Cowboys, but that's what I'm going with. Back-to-back Super Bowls for the second straight year. Both number one seeds, Chiefs and Bucks. I know that it's kind of vanilla. Part of me wanted to take the Rams to get there as a wild card, but I think that Tom Brady and the Bucks squeak by in that game. So who's going to win the Super Bowl? Is it going to be 31-9 like last year? I think KC gets them this time. I think that the Chiefs win it all this year. I think they get revenge on the Bucks. I think that this is a game where the Chiefs' offensive line shows up, and the Chiefs' defense actually makes a big play late and wins the game. I'm going to go 30-24, Chiefs over Bucks. I think that the Chiefs end up making a big defensive stand late. I actually think the Chiefs' defense steps up, makes a couple of stops late, wins the Super Bowl 30-24. Chiefs win it all. KC Chiefs over the Bucks. That's what I'm going with. But if the Rams make the Super Bowl, I will not be surprised. The Rams are kind of my dark horse in the playoffs. Even though I don't love the Rams in the regular season, I do. But I just think the Rams' schedule is brutal this year. And I think it's going to kill them. I think they're going to lose more games than their team. I actually think the Rams are probably the second best team in the NFC. I think the Ravens are a good regular season team. But I still am not quite sold on the Ravens in the playoffs. I like Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. That's why I'm taking the Bills to win in Baltimore. Anyways, that's all I got. Thank you very much. I will be back later today. Got a little song for our Thursday night pick. I'll make sure to submit that and send it to everyone well before the game so you can watch the video and hedge your bet with me because Drew is bringing winners this year. Have yourselves a great day. Thank you.